The sun symbolizes the spirit. The moon symbolizes the soul. The earth symbolizes the body. The moon travels with the earth and the earth travels around the sun. The moon and the earth are travelers and companions. The earth is awake, but the moon sleeps, but is still visible at night when the sun shines on it. A full moon symbolizes enlightenment. We are living in a dream of God. Since we are made in His image, we can also dream, but our dreams aren't as fancy as His dreams. At one point I developed the ability to become aware that I'm dreaming when I'm dreaming. These are called lucid dreams. I love them in particular because I can fly in them. In one dream I was walking outside and then I became aware that I'm dreaming. So I became lucid, in other words. It means that I opened my third eye in the dream. I immediately took the opportunity to fly. I remember when I told my mom about it. She thought it was weird. If I'm in a building and I want to fly, I just jump out of the window. When you open your third eye in this dream of God, you achieve enlightenment. I became lucid in this dream of God in late 2021. Then I began to have what I would call Matryoshka dreams. They are better known as inception dreams. I would have a dream and then I would figure out that I'm dreaming and then I would wake up. But then I would figure out that I'm just in another dream. Then I would wake up again and figure out again that I'm dreaming. Some of these Matryoshka dreams would go on for a long time. In some of these dreams, I would get attacked by a demon or a fallen angel, but I was never afraid. In fact, I always chased them away. Eventually, I almost completely stopped having Matryoshka dreams when I became a mystic. A mystic is a dream agent whose mission is to wake others up. All true religions teach how to wake up from a dream of God. As the body is hardware and the soul is software, we are computers. Virtual computers to be precise. And since we are all connected to each other because we are all in Maya, this network is what I call the MayaNet. It's a spiritual equivalent of the internet. In the Bible, we read about people being visited in their dreams. In Matthew chapter 1 verse 20, for example, an angel visits Joseph in a dream to warn him that Maria will conceive a baby from the Holy Spirit. Such a visitation is possible through the MayaNet, but there are rules in Maya. It's not like everybody can just travel around in the MayaNet. There are many people now in the world who are being visited by Yahshua in their dreams. It happens in particular in Islamic countries. Yahshua is traveling through the MayaNet. My mom was visited by him in several dreams in the last year of her life, but she's still in the MayaNet. There are three types of dreams. We experience a dream of God. That's the spirit dream. The dreams we have at night are Mayan dreams. When we die, our consciousness switches from the body to the soul, which is in the MayaNet. Then we experience MayaNet dreams. In John chapter 11 verse 11 to 13, a man died and Yahshua said to his disciples that the man had fallen asleep, but they didn't understand what Yahshua meant. Venus is about incarnation for a reason. We go to sleep in our bed when it's evening and dark. Venus is the evening star. We wake up in our bed when it's morning and light. Venus is the morning star. A dream is an experience of life. Darkness represents death and lightness represents life. Unsurprisingly, a bed is where sex is supposed to happen. Sex is the ritual of life. Two become one. The morning star and the evening star are both Venus. 0 represents women and Maya. 1 represents man and the MayaNet. The Holy Spirit represents the life that emerges out of this union. A coffin is a bed. When my mom died, I began seeing her in my dreams, but I almost never saw her in a dream when she lived. Whenever I saw her in my dreams right after she died, when I became lucid, I figured out that she was dead and then she would disappear. In one of the last dreams in which I saw her, I became lucid, but she didn't disappear. So then I was like, "You're dreaming! This is what I've been telling you about." She said something to me right after that, but I don't remember it. Then the dream ended. In a recent dream, when I became lucid, I've tried to slowly wake up to see what it's like to travel slowly through the MayaNet. When we wake up, it happens fast, but I wanted to experience it in slow motion. In my dream, I was sitting at a long table at one of the smaller sites, so I tried to pull out slowly. My consciousness moved slowly from my body in the dream to my body in God's dream. It was beautiful. It felt very natural. The body that I was in the dream died alongside the whole dream. Maya is of God. Our body is our Maya. Dreams in general are made out of thoughts and are not paranormal at all. It's the same in the dream of God in which we are now. The paranormal is experienced mostly by occultists and spiritual people. Likewise, they are also the ones who have the most paranormal dreams. Occult leaders and spiritual leaders provide thoughts for the mind. Occult thoughts are poison for the mind. In Voodooism, they are generated by bokers. Bokers generate zombies, and they aren't like the zombies in Hollywood movies. A zombie in real life no longer has thoughts of his or her own and serves as the slave of a boker. Yahshua declared himself to be the bread of heaven in John chapter 6 verse 51. The bread of heaven is the cure of the mind. Prophets who are not mystics are people who are given crumbs. They write them down. People then read what they have to say, and for some it's enough to open their third eye. In our dreams we make the rules. In other words, we have the logos in our own dreams. In the dream of God, the logos incarnates from time to time as a leading dream agent to spread the bread of heaven. Buddha and Yahshua are examples of this. They have established their own religion. There are also leading dream agents who aren't an incarnation of the Logos. They are called Tirthankaras. They teach Jain Dharma, which is a simple version of the Logos. It's better known as Jainism. Bokers are the arch-enemies of dream agents. We are currently at war. It's a spiritual war and each side has their own armies and commanders. Satan is currently trying to create his own Mayanet. I call it Tenanninet. The Terminator movies call it Skynet. Satan cannot plug our souls into the Nannynet, but he will try nonetheless. Think of virtual reality, augmented reality, AI, and so on. Revelation chapter 13 reveals that Satan will manage to establish a world government. It's talking about the Nannynet. Verse 16 states, He causes all, the small and the great, the rich and the poor and the free and the slave to be given marks on the right hands or on the foreheads. In other words, everybody will be forced to plug into the Nannynet. Verse 15 states, It was given to him to give bread to it, to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as wouldn't worship the image of the beast to be killed. Well, how else would a man in ancient times describe a robot? A robot will be made in the image of the first world president. The world government will be a nanny state. The internet will be converted to the Nannynet. Everything will be done online. There will be a digital currency and everybody will have a digital passport. Satan is trying to establish what God promises to establish, which is his kingdom on earth. So Satan is trying to create a fake version of everything. Fake Messiah, fake Mayanet, fake God, and so on. It will be hell on earth, not heaven on earth. I've heard a pastor once say that we shouldn't underestimate Satan because he's not an idiot. I disagree. He's in fact the biggest idiot. He's a total loser. I've met a few people who are Satans. I've learned from them what a Satan is, how a Satan thinks and operates. Everything the Father creates is beautiful. Maya, Mayanet, programs, and so on. It's gorgeous. Because he made us in his image, we can do some of the things that he can do. So we have created computers, the internet, AI, and so on. That's winning. It's beautiful. It's spiritual because it shows that we are his children. Satan hates that because he is incompetent. He's failing at being an image of God. So he waits for us to create all this technology and then he uses it against us. When he sees us winning, he's reminded of his own incompetence. He wants us to be failures just like him. He needs a nanny, so he forces the nanny state on us and forces everybody to be like him. He cannot do any job right. So the nanny state imposes income taxation so that Satans can leech off of competent workers. Satan sees that we have created the internet, so he wants to pervert it and make it a prison for us, but he's telling us how it's going to make our lives easier. We invent guns, and that's beautiful because it allows us to protect ourselves from losers like Satans. Then Satans come along and impose gun control and claim that they are doing it to prevent shootings, but who is causing all these shootings? In the US, there were barely any shootings before the Columbine High School massacre. That's when Christianity and rightism were widely supported in the US. We invent cars, and the nanny state invents all these excuses to make it expensive to own a car. They are forbidding cars whenever possible and they are claiming to do so to save the environment. We are not allowed to enjoy our creations and use them to do good in the world. It's spiritual warfare. Whenever I'm writing and recording my shorts and podcast episodes, I usually get attacked by a fallen angel. When I wanted to record my Interfaith podcast episode, a fallen angel tried to possess my mom. He began to move into her body from her left side. Her left arm got numb. She wanted to say, "Oh God," but then the fallen angel spoke through her and said that in his own voice. Then he left her body. Think about that. A fallen angel is a watcher. Watchers are beings that are superior to human beings. They live in another dream of God and that dream doesn't end. So this fallen angel probably had and has a problem with me because I'm providing people with a new way to approach Christianity. Whatever his problem was, his solution was to travel to the Mayanet, to the dream in which we are currently living, and terrorize a sweet old lady who was chronically and terminally ill. She wasn't hurting anyone. She was doing a puzzle on a computer. Does this fallen angel sound like a winner to you? It sounds like an epic loser to me. That's what's so difficult to understand about them. They're so disgusting that it's hard to believe that any creature can be so disgusting. When you figure out how disgusting not only fallen angels can be, but also negative people, you will not want to be a human. That's why we need to focus on our spirit instead. That's why Yahushua has instructed us in Matthew chapter 16 verse 24 to deny ourselves. Satans are aware that they are disgusting, and they are actually proud of it. When you are disgusting and proud of it, you are spiritually benighted. Perversity parades are called pride parades for this reason. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Hava were not ashamed when they were naked. When they became conscious, they became ashamed of their nakedness. Sexual reproduction is supposed to occur at night. You sleep at night and you are supposed to be conceived at night, so then you wake up during the morning. When you wake up, you see visible light, which is the rainbow. When you are born, you open your eyes and you see visible light. Satans want you to be disgusting and proud of it so that you close your eyes and become benighted. Occultism teaches you how to be benighted. It's spiritual perversion. It's an attack on life and therefore it's an attack on God. When you figure out how great God is, who the Holy Spirit is, then you will rather die than to accept an Nannynet. God is the cleanest. He's the cleaner. The underworld is his washing machine. He cleans demons over there, which is why they are called unclean spirits. But Revelation chapter 20 verse 14 reveals that this washing machine will be burnt when the world will be set on fire. Fallen angels and negative people can no longer be cleaned with water. After they die, they will be given a second body just to be thrown into fire. Enough is enough. The dream of God in which we are living is about to end. Then boom! A new dream starts. A new world begins. God is not a dictator. If you vote for him in this life as your king, then you will be incarnated in his kingdom in the new world. The first world occurs in the morning. The second world occurs in the afternoon. The third world occurs in the evening. The fourth world occurs in the night, which is why this world is so bad. So how to become lucid? The same way one becomes an orthoprax Christian. There is no initiation. The journey starts by eating the bread of heaven. I remember reading somewhere about waking up at certain times at night and writing down your dreams in order to achieve becoming lucid. No, that's forcing it. Spirituality is an eternal process. It cannot be forced. It's a discipline and an eternal study. Your soul is eternally traveling to the spirit. In the same way the word spirituality is based on the word spirit, theology could also be called soulity, and religion could also be called bodity. You move forward by eating the bread of heaven. The easiest way to achieve that is by following the teachings of a dream agent. You can do it by yourself like I've done. At this point it has been 2 decades ago when I began my spiritual journey. I can tell you from personal experience that it's the hard way to do it. One of the reasons why I've decided to help others in their spiritual journey is because all other Christian denominations that I know of are orthodox and outdated, and Hinduism has too many fake teachers. Hindus are in general too accepting of almost all religions, but their own history proves that to be wrong. Both Islamists and Christians have tried to eradicate Hinduism. Occultists try to decide what reality is with their fantasies. The Orthodox have a problem with distinguishing between beliefs and facts. Their beliefs are facts to them, so they are not progressing spiritually. The general mindset of churches is that there is only one truth and therefore there is only one true religion. Needless to say, all of them think that they have found this true religion. So they tell their followers how all other religions are fake and how you must obey them. So they use all kinds of fear tactics. They dress up to appear holy. Yahushua was against orthodoxy. He fought against the Pharisees, who were orthodox, and the religious authorities of his time. Catholic priests, Orthodox Christian priests, and most Protestant pastors today are the Pharisees and Sadducees of our times. They give white canes to people. They are spiritually blind and keep others spiritually blind. When Jehovah's Witnesses show up at your door, they want you to put on the sunglasses so that you can only see what the watchtower wants you to see. Then they give you a white cane. How can you witness anything when you are blind? I had a Jehovah's Witness as a colleague once. Peter was his name. Peter the Blind. Whenever I figured out something negative about the company, I could not freely speak about it when he was around, otherwise he would look at me with a surprised face and then he would respond negatively to me. I did at that company exactly what Yahushua does in the Gospels, especially in Matthew chapter 23. I fought against the Satan who runs the company and I fought against his Pharisees. In response, Peter the Blind fought against me to help them out. He's Bokerized. He's not eating the bread of heaven. He's eating the feces of the underworld. If you want to see more of these blind Peters, just go to my YouTube channel. They walk into orthoprax Christianity with their white canes and sunglasses. They cannot see the light. Some of them have even been threatening to use violence against me. If you are following a religion and you are doing what the enemies were doing to the founder of that religion, shouldn't you ask yourself if you are doing a good job? Apostle Peter states in 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9 that all Christians are priests. The new covenant introduces spirituality as taught by Yahushua, and that's a personal experience. There are true religions, but there is no one true religion because the truth is eternal. It cannot be packaged into a box. There is always something that you don't know. The more you learn, the more you understand how little you know. A religion can only give you a manual on how to look for the truth. When you are spiritual, you are always looking for the truth. That's esotericism. I'm here to help you out with that if you like to do it with me. Orthoprax Christianity is an esoteric framework for this purpose. I don't want to stand between you and God like Orthodox leaders do. I want to encourage you to be a free thinker if you are not. I cannot become lucid for you, but I can give you this framework to make it easier for you to become lucid. This framework is my balloon. It represents the evening star. I don't have sunglasses and a white cane to give you. If you take it, you join the priesthood of Orthoprax Christianity. It's a spiritual Adelphi Isis, but it's not free. The price is that you must be a winner. People talk about going the extra mile. No, our journey starts where everybody quits. You need to remind yourself of that whenever it gets hard. Whatever your profession is, if you are good enough at it by societal standards, you are still not good enough at it by our standards. Spend that extra time and energy to learn it even better. Keep on winning. If you have occult books, throw them away. Those are manuals for losing. If you have a Ouija board, pendulum, tarot cards, or any other tools for losing, throw them away. If you are in contact with losers, break off contacts with them. Then give your balloon to others. It's time to win.